Part 3, the end of Chapter 12 and Chapter 13. But even if he wasn't drinking in one of those taverns, my chances of finding him were slim. When it started to rain, a cold, steady rain, I headed back to the boat. Along Market Street, just past the locks and before the marina, there's a deserted stretch of road. No businesses, no houses. As I walked those blocks, I had a feeling I was being watched. More than a feeling, a certainty. I kept looking over my shoulder, but no one was there. Even when I came out of that dead stretch and into the bustle of the marina, the feeling didn't go away. I turned down the blue ramp leading to Pier B. At the security gate, my hands were shaking so much I fumbled with the key a couple of times. Finally, I managed to open the gate. I walked down the pier and was just about to step onto the tiny dancer when, through one of the cabin windows, I saw the back of someone's head. Someone I didn't recognize. He couldn't be a murderer. He just couldn't be. No murderer would walk down the pier on a busy afternoon and sit in our cabin, his head visible through the window. But he wasn't one of the smugglers. Who else could it be? I'd been right. Burdett's suicide had speeded up the timing. The man was on the boat to get the packages. That was it. That had to be it. All I had to do was go on board and hand them over. He'd take them, and I'd be done with everything forever. I stepped quietly onto the boat, my mouth dry with fear. The deck overlooked the deck looked strange, and for an instant I couldn't figure why. Then it hit me. Everything was clean. The benches, the little table, the deck, all of them were shining and clean. There were no ashtrays filled with cigarettes, no beer bottles or newspapers stuffed into the trash can. From down below I heard a cough. I maneuvered past the wheel to the steps leading down to the cabin. I grabbed hold of the companionway railing and took one step down. "Hello?" I said. "I'm coming down." It took a moment for my eyes to adjust. The man had a sponge in his hand and was wiping down the table. He was wearing a white shirt and slacks, was clean-shaven, and had short, gray-black hair. Chapter 13. How do I look? My dad said as he ran his hand over his smooth chin. It took a while before I could answer. "You look good, Dad, but what's going on?" "I got a job, Chance, a real job, medical benefits, dental benefits, sick days, vacation time." He looked at his watch. "In fact, I start in an hour. That girlfriend of yours, Melissa, her father and me were good friends in high school. But you know what? But you know that, don't you?" "You called Melissa's father?" I said. "No. He called the marina office and they came down and got me. It's nothing special. I'm a janitor at his office building downtown. That's all. Nights and Saturdays. I'll mop the floors and empty the trash. Not exactly what I had in mind for myself when I was your age, but it'll keep me going once you're gone and out on your own." He paused. "And that brings me to something else. It's about time you told me just what it is you're going to do once you graduate." I looked at him with his clean clothes, his clean hair, his clean face and hands, his new job. "I'm going to enlist," I said. "In what?" he said. "The army. Just like you did. I got a brochure at school a couple of months ago. It makes sense for me." He nodded. "I guess it does. I just wish all this stuff wasn't going on in the Middle East." "So do I said. "They'll give you money for college when you get out. Use it for college, you hear me? Don't get some pretty girl pregnant, end up married before you're ready." "Is that what happened with you and Mom?" "That's what happened. I don't mean that I wish you weren't born, Chance. I only mean—" He paused, then started again. "I only mean that I don't want you to end up like me." I wish I'd said something then, something about how he was okay by me, but I didn't. He looked at his watch again. "I gotta go. I can't be late for my first day." He smiled. "Maybe on day 2, but not the first day." He turned to leave. "Can I ask you something?" I said. "What?" "Why'd you get kicked out of the service?" He laughed. "Drinking, fighting, missing curfews. Nothing big, but string a whole bunch of stupid little things together and you can do yourself in." "But you didn't ever run away in battle or anything like that?" The smile disappeared. "Is that what you thought?" "No, Chance. I never ran away. I was a good soldier under fire. It was the other times I had trouble with." After he left, I realized I hadn't told him about Burdett and the packages and the guys in the sport coats on the boardwalk by the duck pond. But that was okay. In fact, I couldn't remember why I'd ever wanted to tell him. After all, what could he do for me? What could anyone do for me? I'd gotten into this by myself. I'd have to get out of it the same way.